technically, you and me beating the shit out of each other in the middle of the street, we can both be charged with assault.
Yeah.
You know,
And a lot of times they do. Or well, it depends. Like, let's say you were just fucking me up, and you're still standing, and I'm not. You're getting the charge.
Well, yeah, I understand that. No matter what, even if you just hit me once.
Yeah, if you knock out somebody cold, you're getting a charge.
Yeah.
Unless you can run fast.
Well, you just have to run at all.
You ever see that? In Chicago? Yeah, you ever see that video? This was in like Texas or somewhere. But like the he's bitching at the guy because he called this girl that he was with a bitch, and he ends up knocking the guy out cold. And then like you hear the sirens, and the guy just like kind of like does like a cartoon, like huh, and then fucking starts running. And then like one of the dude's friends who got punked the fuck out by this guy because he knocked his friend out cold, just starts screaming like a woman. Where it's like, what is he doing? As the guy's like trying to speed run the fuck out of there.
He's Naruto running.
Yeah, he's basically he just like because he's like a 6'6" tall dude. Like, you can see he's a tall, big, brooding dude. So he knocks the guy out fucking cold and then just, like, fucking takes off. It's fucking hilarious video.
No, there's... I think it's Seattle where they have a mutual combat law where no weapons, just a fist fight. And if you're in front of cops, you can say, hey, me and him are agreeing that we're fighting.
Back the fuck off. We got this. I like that law.
Yeah, and the cops are like, okay. And they're supposed to stand there until like maybe somebody's gonna die or
don't if they pull out a knife or if they're bashing their head. And I think there's honor in a good fist fight. But the problem is nowadays, like, fist fights don't end. It's like, oh, I knocked you out and I'm gonna stomp on your head. I'm gonna kick you in the face.
Well, no, and that's why I think they have to find a cop and say like, hey.
So basically, we're gonna treat fist fights like Craigslist fucking transactions. Yeah. Like, hey, in front of the police station, I'm gonna fuck you up. And by the way, I got the iPod.
Well, that's kind of like, think about it being in school. Like, oh, I'll fucking see you at the park later, motherfucker, when we're away from school.
Dude, I don't know, man. As a city kid, I always found that concept weird. Because that is a suburban/rural bullying issue.
No, I think that's we don't want to get in trouble at school issue.
No, but like, I don't know, man. Where do you go in the city? Like, if you think about it. Like, if you're going to Lane Tech, or you're going to Schurz, or you're going to Whitney Young, and you just wait until we get outside. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like the shit that, like, if you're gonna fight in an inner city school, it's in the bathroom. If it's heated enough, it's right there in the hallway. Like, that shit didn't really exist of like, nah, meet me outside at 3 p.m. when the bell rings. That is a either Hollywood thing or a suburban thing or a rural thing. Because, I don't know, man, the inner city violence doesn't wait. Like, there's a big difference.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they always used to go and fight behind Popeyes. You and me both know that.
Yeah, that was a big place for it. But that was also, that behind Popeyes was a fucking cesspool.
Well,
like, behind Popeyes was San Francisco circa 2022.
The other thing, now that I think about it, like lane security guards and like staff, little overstepping their bounds by going across to the behind Popeyes to like grab these kids.
I feel like they're legally obligated. I don't know if they are, but I would feel like
because they know something's happening.
Yeah, I think it's the whole thing of like, if you know that students are engaging in violence just because, think about Lane, it's across the street. Just off premises and you do nothing and one of them gets seriously hurt or killed.
And there's a crowd of like 500 kids trying to watch it.
Because then it becomes you knew this was happening and you did nothing. I'm suing you right now.
You know what though? I can say I've seen probably 5 or 6 fights at Lane in the hallways.
The girl fights were always funny because the weave would hit the floor.
With the weave, yeah.
I remember I was sitting at it. Remember Norman?
Yeah.
So we're sitting. It had to have been freshman year.
You know what? Actually, I have an opinion about him.
Hold on.
Or I did, and I was thinking about him the other day for whatever reason.
I'm pretty sure he's on the street begging.
Yeah, it's not his fault.
No, well, he clearly had mental illness.
Yeah.
But they threw him into the wild. Like, you took this kid who should have been in special ed classes and you let him fully integrate, and he was off. I mean, he would come to school smelling like sour milk. When you would talk to him, like, I never had a problem with him, but when you would talk to him, you knew he was off. But you don't, because when you're a teenager, you're a pack of fucking wolves. We were wolves.
No, I tell him to shut the fuck up, get the fuck out of my
but
face.
but
all the
but
time.
that's the thing, is teenagers are animals, and when you throw that kind of person, and they put him in a nice school because of quota, but I don't know if he wasn't super intelligent, so how is he passing Lane Tech classes?
Yeah, that was my other thing. I always thought of. We had a test into that school, and
Yeah, yep. There was a lot of
if I
people that didn't belong there via their academics or intelligence in any way.
well, no, for sure. But also there was like a whole wing that was special ed.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they had special ed, which were like the severely handicapped, and then you had people like Norman, which they full integration into the average,
Yeah, that was a mistake.
the everybody's, the animals, and then he would
Yeah.
go to his classes, and then full integration into the animals. So we're
You
sitting.
remember Foley too?
I do. We're
Why
sitting.
did they let him play football?
I mean, how much damage are you gonna do? But I don't know. Foley wasn't actually off though. I think he was just dumb.
No, there was something. He
Was
had
there?
like a whole he had like a whole thing.
Oh,
Like,
that's
I
right. He
don't
did
know,
talk
it was-
like that. He had a weird face, but I didn't know if he was just. I mean, inbreeding does weird things.